Battlefield 4 Final Stand, the next free DLC to be given away by DICE and EA on the road to Battlefield 1. A couple of weeks ago, they gave away both the Dragon's Teeth DLC for Battlefield 4 and the Robbery DLC for Battlefield Hardline, which was a move that surprised a lot of fans, even me, and prompted a massive reaction overall. A few people were annoyed that the product, which is now free, or was free a couple of weeks ago, cost them money in the past, and I get that point of view. But overall, the decision was done as a gesture to the fans of the franchise, and ultimately, it was to get people back into playing Battlefield before the launch of the next game in October. And so, with the DLC being free, I thought I'd jump back in. I already have Premium for Battlefield 4 on the PC, so I could play this DLC anyway, but I know there are a lot of players out there who don't have Premium, so this really is your perfect chance to play probably what is the best DLC for Battlefield 4 overall. I mean, you get 4 massive maps that are snow maps. There aren't many of them in Battlefield 4, but this DLC gives you 4 of those, and you get this 2142 feel with the hover tanks, the Rorsch railgun, the Accipiter pickup, which is basically a flying machine gun, and then you've got the end of the Phantom program thrown in there as well. This really was like a big culmination of where all the DLCs had been leading up to since the release of China Rising, and overall, I think it offered the best, most well-rounded Battlefield experience of all of the DLCs that were released. It manages to strike a balance between the fight of the infantry on the ground, and then you've got heavy ground vehicles as well, and the air vehicles to deal with. And getting all of those to fit into the same map has been kind of an issue for Battlefield for quite a few iterations now. And a lot of people will say that some of the map design in Battlefield has never been as good as it was in Battlefield 2, and I've never played Battlefield 2, so I can't really have that opinion. But I will say that there are some maps that have been released for Battlefield in the past that really don't lend themselves to this kind of combined arms combat. And, well, Final Stand went all out to try and deliver that, and I think it did really, really well. You can be running on the ground while guys in the air are battling out in helicopters, in jets, and then you've got little pockets of battles going on all over the place, and I think Final Stand really hit the nail on the head. Stuff like the Rorsch railgun might have been seen as a little bit gimmicky, but there was only so much time that you really had to use it before someone spotted the massive blue laser firing across the map. It's not like you had an unlimited amount of time to use it. You were very, very noticeable, and even things like the Accipiter, which is a flying machine gun, it isn't really that powerful. So when we saw it in the trailer, a lot of people were like, oh no, they're adding all these gadgets into Battlefield, it's going to ruin the gameplay. But overall, the weapon isn't actually very powerful, and it takes a lot of skill to use it effectively. So all of these pieces fitted together in Final Stand. They got the balance right, they got the gameplay right, the maps look awesome. So really, I do believe it is the best DLC that Battlefield 4 has to offer. Final Stand was also one of the 2 paid DLCs that were tested in the CTE, the community test environment. Premium players were given early access to the content to help DICE LA find bugs that always crop up during video game creation, and it also gave players the chance to help the developers balance weapons and gadgets to make the overall gameplay feel more fluid and enjoyable, and without question, it worked wonders for both Dragon's Teeth and Final Stand because they came out in very good shape. We didn't have to wait for a patch to be able to play the new content that was in Battlefield 4, and previous to these 2 DLCs, the game hadn't been in the best shape. Even EA admitted that the release was unacceptable, in their words. So to see these 2 DLCs come out in such good condition was really a testament to how EA and DICE had changed over the lifetime of Battlefield 4. That community test environment is really something I'd like to see DICE do again moving forwards. The integration of the dedicated community that was still playing Battlefield 4, I think, is what helped the game be in the position that it is today. It's still one of the best shooters on the market. There are a lot of people out there that will still say Battlefield 4 is a bit of a mess, and I will say that it doesn't feel as amazing as it probably could have, and there was a lot of work that's gone into it to get it into the position that it is now, but it still pulls in over 150,000 players every single day, concurrently. So it's not just 150,000 people, but consistently for good long hours at a time, there are 150,000 people around the world playing this game. That's amazing for a 2.5-year-old title. Just in case you don't know how to get your hands on this DLC, head down to the link in the description and log into the platform of your choice and grab it before it goes. Different stores around the world for Xbox and PlayStation update at different times, I've been told. So depending on where you are in the world, the offer might not be available right now, and you may have to wait a few more hours for it to go live. In some cases, lots of people had to wait 24 hours on the PlayStation before it updated in the store. So don't panic, it will be free for everybody at some point. It might just take a little while to update for you. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Final Stand DLC, if you've played it, or if you're going to get your hands on it later. And while you're down there, drop me a like if you enjoyed the video and a dislike if you didn't. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.